channel. So this morning we've came to Glen Brittle in the Isle of Skye to go and visit the fairy pools. So join me this morning and let's see where this journey takes us. Right, so it's a mild wind today compared to yesterday, where it was absolutely crazy winds, especially at the Kerrang. But if I can't turn the camera around, might have a good chance of seeing. So that's the path all the way around. This is what we couldn't get to last year just because of the too much snow, and then there was a snowstorm about to come in. So this should be fun. I'll keep walking and I'll catch back with you soon. Slagagachen, that's where we were the other day, taking shots of the frozen waterfalls, and that's saying it's 4.6 miles away, but looks like you're tough to climb right the way over the cooling mountains there. So yeah, lovely. All right, touch wood, we get the light in the next half hour to an hour, and yeah, let's catch up when we start walking next to the river. Well, as I'm walking down towards the bridge just across, I think it's the first bridge to cross the river, there's also another river with some really smart waterfalls, which I'll probably take on the way back because it's just too dark at the moment. If I turn the camera around, you'll get to see, and they look really, really pretty. So, wow, right, so we can catch that hopefully when I come back, because there's a lot of cloud in the sky, and hopefully the light will be diffused so that we can get some nice shots of the water. But this is me coming down to the first bridge. Never been here before, so this is a first for me as well. But what I'll do is I'll film different stages so that if anyone is coming up for the first time, you'll be able to get an idea of where you are and how to get there. It's all a discovery just now. There we go, it's just showing you that there's golden eagles present here in Glen Brittle. And if I look up, there's an absolute cracking lower set of falls there as well. Right, so if I walk over the bridge, it's really interesting that from the photographs I've seen, no one really focuses on those falls, and they're absolutely stunning. Right, looks like it's a long path up to the fairy pool, so let's catch up soon. Path, there's this big boulder, and there's a lot of noise. Oh, there you are. So there's some small falls this side, and then there's more falls on that side, and that's not mist, that's a spray of rain. So I'll just turn round. There's the van up there. So it's not a big distance that we've travelled, but certainly easier so far than the walk along the Kerrang, that's for sure. Alright, so that's me reached the second bridge, and there's a wee ford there and stepping stones on the other side. It's quite picturesque. There's quite a bit of drizzle starting as well, but hopefully I can last that out. I've got a waterproof coat that I can put over this, but to be fair, it's a lot milder this morning than it's been the last few days. We've jumped from an extreme of -7 and it's 8 degrees this morning, so it's a lot warmer, and I think that must be the first set of the falls, but I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to keep going to the end, and then I'm going to work my way down. Oh boy. Right, let's keep walking. So as you walk up, what you'll find is there's lots of wee viewpoints, and if I can get around this boulder safely, just because I've got my wellies on. Oh, that's nice. That's really pretty. And then we get a wee bit to the edge. You can see those falls beneath me. But wow, that's pretty. Start to see the aqua blue in the water. It's so clear. Very nice. Right, we'll keep going. So that's the pool above the falls we were looking at. And there's another waterfall coming down. But on a warm, sunny day, I bet that's amazing to dip in and have a wee swim. If I follow the edge, you can see there's more and more waterfalls. And how cool does that look with the black coolings in the background? Absolutely stunning. I just keep walking. So my plan was to go at the end, and I'm not actually sure what the end is yet, and then work my way back. But look at that. That is absolutely cracking. And if I follow the river down, got these wee rapids, and then that follows it down all the way to the glen. But you can just see all that haze in front of the coolings. I thought it was mist. It's actually rain. So I'm hoping it kind of blows over a bit, but I'll have to use the cloths to try and keep the camera dry. I keep wiping the lenses, no doubt, but we'll keep going. Been walking for over an hour, and as you can see, the path's turned into a real hill walking path, which makes me think I passed the last kind of famous location shot. So I'm just going to go up to this bend, and if there's nothing here, I'll work my way back, because I found a pool as I was passing, albeit the water wasn't raging, but that's probably going to be the iconic shot. So once I get to this edge, I'll decide what I'm doing, and if I turn back, I'll catch back with you. Alright, so I'm down at the fairy pools. This is the top falls, which are the famous falls. If I'm being totally honest, I feel a wee bit underwhelmed. I actually thought they were much bigger, and yeah. However, it is an absolute beautiful location. I'm getting a lot of wind gusts, so I'm not going to trust this small tripod on its own, because I'm in the river and I don't want that to fall. So what I'll do is I'll just turn the camera around and you can see what I'm looking at. So this, I believe, if I found it right, because I walked way past it for a good 20 minutes and I never really found very much. But this is, the fairy pools are here in Glen Brittle, which is kind of located in the northern slopes of the Black Cooling Range, which we can see up here. And the river that flows through here is called Alt Cwar Amadane, and that translates into Burn of the Dog. So let's take some shots of the Burn of the Dog, this famous iconic waterfall location. I'm going to take a number of different compositions. I'll do portrait, I'll do some landscapes. I don't think I'll need to do a panel, but if I can, I'll try. It's just that every time I take the cover, that cover off the camera, the spray of rain keeps hitting it, so I have to keep wiping it. Anyway, I'll stop talking and I'll take these different images and I'll share them with you now. Alright, so I've moved further round. So I went and got a shower cap out of my bag because that keeps blowing away and I don't want it to fall in the water, because I've only got two cloths with me here. I've got loads in the van because I brought spare because I thought it might have been absolutely pouring with rain. Right, so I'm a wee bit closer, and the composition that I'm looking for just now is to use these two big boulders in front of me and talk about me jinxing myself. There's some big spits of rain coming. But what I want to do is a couple of landscape shots, and I'll see if I can squeeze in just the peaks of the hills, the mountains and the rocks. I might have to do a photo stack, so that means I'll probably take 3 images, one of the boulder, one of the falls and one of the mountains, and then I'll bring them together. I'll turn it round and I'll follow the same principle. The other thing I want to do while I'm standing here, because I'm being really careful because this is really slippy on these rocks, is get a wee bit of a higher elevation and get closer shot of the falls, and then there's little falls coming down to feed the big falls, and if I can just get them at the bottom of the image and shoot up and have the mountain range in the background, that might be pretty cool. So I'll take these images and I'll share these images with you now. You know, I'm getting mega gusts of wind. I put the cloth and the shower cap over my lens, as you can see there, because every time I take it off I take a shot and then I've got to clean it because of the rain. But if I look behind me, it's absolutely stunning. It's nice round the back, but as you can see, the cooling mountains, they're getting duller and duller, and the mists on the top. It's a shame the wind wasn't going the other way. Anyway, I'll keep going and let's see what other image. Fate would have it, the wind blew my cloth off and it's away down the river somewhere. So what I'll do is I'll take 2 or 3 different shots here and I'll share these images with you now. Right, so I'm just moving on further back down the river, and there's a little waterfall there. It's just the rain's getting heavier and heavier, and it's quite hard to take the pictures that I'm looking for because the rain's getting in at the lens, the rain's getting in behind my polarizer and in front of the polarizer. So as soon as I take the shower cap off, it gets absolutely soaked. So I'm working my way around the edge. That's a nice wee waterfall. That's quite pretty. But that's the waterfall I was after. So I was trying to see if I could maybe get a wee location here that could give me a shot of those falls. I'll see how deep that pool is and see if I can walk over so that I can get full view of the waterfall. This really is. Oh, nearly slipped there. So I managed to just work my way over this pool of water, up here and around, and I'm now right in front of those falls. So what I was hoping to try and do is use the base here as a kind of frame that then lifts and pushes you up towards the cooling mountains. I've just been careful with this cloth because it's the only one I've got left now. And then I think this will make quite a nice landscape shot, but it'll also make a really nice vertical shot. There's a line of rocks in the water there that's leading straight up, so if I can work my way around later on, take a couple of shots, then I'll show you those images at the end. So I'll stop rabbiting on and I'll take these images, and whatever I take, I'll share them with you. I've come back for those falls. I'll tell you, with the wind and the rain, it's the other thing I experienced there is when you get the strong gusty wind, it blows all the spray from the top of the waterfalls all over you. So I had a wee poly bag over this, and I've lost that. Goodness knows where that's went. And well, you never know, I might find the green cloth at the bottom. But I've stopped off. I mentioned this little waterfall earlier. So what I've done is I'll stop here and I'm going to take one or two shots, more or less as grab shots. And if I do, I'll share those images with you now. So I've come up to the top elevation here, and what I'm going to do is take shots of these falls. So I'm just looking at the composition here. So this could make quite a nice wide composition, and we've got the coolings in the background. And then what I might do is zoom in, and if I can, I'll do a portrait shot, and we'll see if we can get that rock and the falls isolated with the mountains in the background. That might make quite a nice image. So we'll keep walking and let's see what more we can find. So I've climbed down these wee rocks. I've just walked along this piece of rock here. There's a wee bit of ice floating in there. So I'm just watching my footing in case it gets really, really slippy. But this is the scene that I'm looking for. Just give that a wee wipe. And then what I thought would be quite nice is this kind of flowy water is nice in the foreground, and then the small little waterfalls there, and then the coolings in the background. So what I'll do is I'll take these shots and I will share them with you. The problem is I can't film myself because every time I put the wee camera down, a huge gust of wind comes and blows it over. So just to protect the camera, I'll take the shots and I'll share these. Just so you can see the extremes of the weather here. So it's raining here. I don't know if it's raining back up at the car park, but if I turn round, you can see all the clouds in front of me, and there's just too much rain. I'm trying to get my drone up, and with the gusty wind that are going on, you just can't predict anything. Plus with the rain, I can't put my drone up in the rain either, so it's a real shame because this would have been brilliant. However, didn't get here last year, managed to get here this year, and it's absolutely stunning. I mean, the backdrop with those cooling mountains are absolutely beautiful, and you can see all the frozen waterfalls on the mountains. As you can see, all those white marks, that's not snow, that's frozen waterfalls. The tops of the mountains have got kind of peppered snow. I'm just looking at this wee waterfall here just to see if that's quite a nice composition, but I'd need to kind of go that direction, so that was flowing down on the left and the mountains are up on the right. So I'll see if I can make my way down and I'll see if I can get that as a composition, or I might be able to stand here and take the shot. Whatever I decide, I'll share that image with you now. So I've come further down the trail again. Do you know, there's so many lulls in the weather. Every time I go to take a photo, there you go, here's a classic example. Every time I go to take a photo, the wind goes crazy and the rain gets harder and harder. Look at that. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to photograph those falls, but I need to do that in a kind of landscape orientation. But I'll just have to wait 5 or 10 minutes because, as you can see, it's absolutely crazy with weather. Look at the wind getting blown off. Oh wow, it's stinging my face. Ouch. Right, that is really, really strong. Okay, I'll stop filming and I'll catch back in a minute. Walk further down the path, I've got a long view of the waterfall I was just standing at. So that was the viewpoint I was at earlier. So I'm only able to get 2 or 3 shots from here because, I don't know, I'm cursed this morning. As soon as I get ready to take a photo, it starts to rain again. Well, it's still raining, but you get the gust. Anyway, I'll keep going. I'm just going to move downriver. I'm not so sure there's that much downriver that'll actually be photogenic, and once I get to those falls down there. But we'll wait and see. We'll keep walking. Anything I get, if there's an opportunity, I'll take those shots, and we'll head back down. Right, so I've come into a wee gully. I'll just show you what I can see. What I quite like is that water splashing up the way, and then you've got some water over on the right hand side, and then we've got the mountains. So what I'll try and do, hopefully I'm a little bit sheltered bit, so there's still spits of rain, but hopefully I'm protected for the wind. But let me try and get some of these shots, and I'll share the images that I'm able to capture just now. I tell you, I think I'm going to have to be an expert in removing rain spots for these images in Photoshop, because I can see this being quite a challenge. Further down, and I'm trying to take shots of this fall here. I've done a pan portrait shot, I've done a few landscapes. However, I don't know how successful this is going to be because the weather's beating me this morning, unfortunately, and that cloth, the one cloth I had left, is absolutely sodden. So I'm going to take my time and walk back. Depending on the weather down there, I'll take shots of those falls, but I suspect I'll need to go back to the van and get dry cloths and use the dry cloths. So, if I am able to go back to the van and get cloths to take shots of those falls, then the video will continue. I'm going to end the video here. I hope Glen Brittle and the fairy pools have been kind, and some of these images turn out, despite the rubbing of the cloth, they might be a bit soft and not very sharp, or there could be a lot of rain spots, but we won't know until we do the final processing. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because you know it's free. And if you press the bell notification, that'll let you know the next time I post a video. So thanks very much for watching, and goodbye, and Happy New Year when it comes from the fairy pools.